Welcome to episode 71 of the Epilogue Lady podcast. My name is Bente and I'm coming to you from Vesterålen, northern Norway, where I live with my husband and 3 cats. You can find me on Instagram as Arctic Crafts, on Facebook and Etsy as Arctic Crafts by Bente, and on Ravelry as Arctic Crafts 65. There is also a group on Ravelry where you can participate in make-alongs, find the show notes for this podcast, and occasionally a giveaway. There is also a Ko-Fi page that's linked below, where you can support the podcast by buying me a cup of coffee. A virtual one, of course. First off, I will say that it's sort of surreal to record a podcast today, as Europe is facing a war, and if I have any subscribers in the Ukraine, trust me, you have all my support. And we share a border with Russia. It's in the north and it's not a long border, but we do share a border with Russia. So, as I said, it feels a bit surreal to sit here talking about knitting, and we just have to support Ukraine as much as possible from our secure locations around the world. And then I'm going to come off my soapbox and start talking about knitting. We can talk about what I'm wearing first. And it's the Stripes sweater by Andrea Mowry, and it's knit in Beehive Yarns Advent for 2021. Cozy and warm. You can't see a lot of it because I'm wearing dungarees, but there you go. So, and I've also got new glasses. I picked them up this morning, so really good timing because I was recording today. I have another pair coming, of course, in pink, that I'm supposed to use when I work on the computer, but these arrived first. And you may not be interested in, but the elephant in the room, you can tell I have new glasses. So that's it for what I'm wearing. The podcast today won't be a long one because I don't have a lot of knitting to show. I haven't gotten a lot of stuff in the mail, and what I have got in the mail I've already knit up. So we'll talk about it when I'm showing you the FOs. So my FOs, some of it fell on the floor. Again, I'm a professional podcaster. So the first thing I'm going to show you is a set I knit up. It's the Flax by Tin Can Knits with a really flashy body. It's knit up in some of my really ancient hand-dyed that I dyed myself. Dyed before I opened my shop while I was still experimenting, and I've held two yarns together. One is Christmas Red and the other is an early version of Midnight Sun. I also knit a hat, and the hat is the same size as the sweater, 1 to 2, or the hat is toddler size and the sweater is 1 to 2 years. But it looks a lot bigger because, well, I have loose tension. So we're just going to call this toddler size. And I might do a giveaway for this because I don't know anyone with small children. I just wanted to knit up some of my older stash, so that's why I knit up this, and I held 2 strands together to really bust through it. I have more yarn left. I started to knit a pair of, by the way, this is the Barley Hat. I started to knit up a pair of rye socks with the yarn because, if I'm not mistaken, this is merino nylon, but they look too big. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to knit up a pair of socks to go with this, I think. But I'm going to knit my own sock recipe in a smaller size, I think. We'll see. I have 2 50-gram skeins from my early attempts as well, one red and one speckled. And I think I'm going to knit a stripy flax light with that yarn. So that might also be a giveaway. We'll see. I could try to sell this, of course, but if I have, let's actually do this giveaway here on YouTube. I'm impulsive, if nothing else. So comment below if you know someone with small children. Maybe you have small children, maybe you have small grandchildren. And comment below who you would like to give this to. And I'll draw a winner before my next podcast. How is that? So we'll do a giveaway for this here on YouTube. And the other sweater we'll do when I finish it. So that's my first FO. The second FO I'm showing you is some yarn I got in the mail, and I knit this in 24 hours. Or I didn't knit for the entire 24 hours, but so this is 2 mini skein sets from a new, I ordered them from a new to me dyer, Nikki Slip in Canada. And she has loads and loads of different colorways and gradients I think it's 5 10-gram skeins. And I knit myself a Musselburgh. We have agreed on the pronunciation. It's Musselburgh, like in Edinburgh. And it's by Ysolda Teague. I'm not sure I have to tell you that because everybody is knitting this hat. I wear it with this side out. And I've already worn it. And I love it because it's really warm, because it's double. And actually, over my ears, there are 4 layers. So this is a really warm, nice hat. So that's the Musselburgh by Ysolda Teague. And I'm going to show you what I have left of the yarn. This is what I have left. And the name of this is Strolling Along the Beach. And this is Sailing Among the Stars. I'm going to show you the card. Looks like this. And there were lots of fun extras with the yarn, stickers and stuff like that. So recommend an affordable way to, if you're knitting granny stripe blankets, or if you want to knit yourself a striped Musselburgh. It's got nylon in, so you can knit a pair of socks. I've actually ordered 2 more sets. That's going to become socks, because 50 grams, at least for me, 50 grams is enough for a pair of socks. And I could easily find a mini that would work. So as I said, I have ordered 2 more sets. That's going to be called socks. And then for my last FO, I don't think I've shown you this yarn either, because I started knitting as soon as it arrived. And this is sweater number 14, V-neck. That's an obvious name. I like it when designers do stuff like that. So it's sweater number 14, V-neck. You can see the back is a bit longer than the front. And it's my favorite things. And the yarn is Tweed Delight from Hobby in the colorway Red Clay. I love this yarn. I've knit a Felix cardigan, and I've ordered more of it to knit myself a Carbeth sweater. This sweater, according to the pattern, is supposed to be oversized, really oversized. But I think it's because of the weight loss. I don't want to wear oversized garments anymore, because all the hand knit sweaters I've knit before are oversized on me now. And so I have enough oversized sweaters as it is. So I knit this to fit. And it fits even better than it did, because I'm not sure you can tell, but it's felted. and that's my own fault, because sometimes when I'm busy and I want to soak a sweater and get it done while I can do other things at the same time, I use the rinse and spin dry setting on my washing machine. I did it with this one, and that was enough for it to felt, even though it was cold water. So I should have soaked it in the sink and used the spin dryer I use for my yarn, as I normally do. But that only made it fit even more. So I just stretch it into shape when it came out of the spin dryer, and it fits me even better. So I haven't worn this one yet, because it's a rather warm sweater, and when I can wear fingering weight sweaters in the house. I couldn't before, but I can now. And this is too warm for that. And because it fits, it's not that easy getting to have things under it. But I think I'm going to use it. I bought this vest to use outside in the fall. And I think this sweater with that vest would be good for late winter, early spring. So that's what that sweater is going to be used for. And I really love a good V-neck sweater. So I think that's why I have knitted, as it is, I've knitted 3 on the Beach by Isabel Kramer, because I love that pattern, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to knit more of that sweater. That's it for FOs. But I've knit a hat, a sweater, and what was the last thing? A set for a toddler since the last time I saw you, so I think I should be satisfied with that. And another thing, I haven't dyed any yarn, so there won't be a shop update on Sunday. I've been struggling a bit lately, so I haven't felt like dyeing, but I have a big inventory in the shop, so there's no reason to dye up more. Of course, if I got a custom order for a sweater quantity, I would dye that up. And there's still a few days left of February where you can order a sweater quantity of DK or worsted and get 1 skein for free. So that sale runs until the end of February. I'm still on my first cup of coffee for the day. Or if you're thinking normal cups, I'm probably on my 2nd cup. And I only have 2 whips. It's the Fair Isle sweater, the Finch by Wallin. I insist on pronouncing it that way. And let's see, I don't drop any stitches. And it's for my son. And I have started with the sleeve openings. If I can find the sleeve opening. Because this is going to be steeked in the sleeves. So what I'm doing here, I'm using both colors over the steek stitches. So the yarn is, because this is a non-superwash, really rustic wool, so steeking is not a problem. I have to knit back and forth at the top when I come to the neck opening, but that's not a lot, because this was the pattern. In the pattern you're supposed to knit this in pieces, but knitting stranded from the purl side, and some places on this you have 3 colors at the same time. No thank you. Can show you the project bag I have this in. I have it in this project bag from the Tangled Stitch, and I had to have this when I saw this fabric. I just had to have it. So that's my Finch. And then Joji came out with a shawl pattern some time ago, called the Collective Shawl. And I really loved that pattern, but I haven't cast it on. And then I saw the Knitted Bean podcast. Recommend, by the way. It's a really, really good podcast. And she has 2 Boston Terriers that keep interrupting her. And I love that because I have a cat that keeps interrupting me. And she had knit the Collective Shawl. And she's to blame for this cast on. That I got distracted and cast on a shawl last night. Bought the pattern and started rummaging through my stash. And that is in this bag from the Tangled Skein CA, my good friend Sue. And the yarn I decided to use for this is cookie dough. This is Arctic Crafts Fine Merino Fingering, or Soft Merino Fine is the name of this because it's my old 100% merino base. And the colorway is cookie dough. And the yarn I'm using, the contrast I'm using is this, it's a mini skein set. There were 6 mini skeins in this. This is called Bridget Jones. And so I don't have to take all the minis out of my bag. I'm going to put up a picture of what it looked like before I started knitting, so you can see all the colors. And this is how far I've gotten. I think this is the right side. And I love this effect you get when you change the dominant color halfway through. And I've finished the first color, and I don't think I'm going to repeat that color, so I have quite a lot of yarn left. And I think there's nylon in this yarn, and I have enough left to use for heels and toes, maybe just heels, or I might just use it for something else. And maybe my granny stripe blanket. We'll see how much I have left. That was my whips. And I'll just check my show notes so I don't forget anything. That's actually what I have to show you today. Only 1 page of show notes. Then there's only one more thing to talk about. I'm going to do something I've never done before. It's exciting and scary at the same time. I'm going to do a trunk show in my local yarn shop. And it's, as I said, both exciting and scary at the same time. I'm going to take my entire inventory and my grid walls and set up in the local yarn store. The owner of the yarn store hasn't been there very long. She's a new owner, and we talked and we figured that we should cooperate because we're not exactly competitors, because she doesn't sell hand-dyed yarn in her shop, not yet anyway, and I don't have a lot of festivals and stuff to go to during the year, and I enjoy selling my yarn to actual people instead of faceless people on the internet. I love my internet. I love my Etsy customers, but it's sort of a nice thing to be able to see people. And because it's in a yarn shop, I can just, people that buy hand-dyed sock yarn from me and want contrast heels and toes, they can just buy that from her. So hopefully both her and me can benefit from this, and hopefully this won't be the last time I'm there. So that's happening actually next weekend, and that means my Etsy shop will close next weekend. It's not an update weekend, so if I dye any yarn this coming week, it will be to take with me to the trunk show, and then I will put it up in the shop when I reopen the shop. So I'm closing my shop at noon this coming Thursday, and it's going to open again at 8 p.m. Central European Standard Time on Sunday. And so if there's anything in my shop now that you've been looking at and thinking about buying, you should buy it, because I can't guarantee that it's back in the shop on Sunday night. I have to close my shop when I go out to sell yarn, because I can't risk selling the same skein twice. You can understand that probably. So I have to close my Etsy shop next weekend, and I'll make a special episode of Bente's Bag of Holding about the trunk show, because me and hubby, I'm going to borrow the key to the shop so we can set up Thursday night after the shop has closed, and I'm going to use that as a possibility to show you the shop and go around the shop and record, and then I can talk into the camera while I'm recording. So that's going to be an episode of Bente's Bag of Holding that's going to be uploaded to YouTube sometime the week after the trunk show. And I don't think I have anything else. It's a busy day today, so I'm going to edit this as well, and I'm sorry it's a short episode, but there's Bente's Bag of Holding coming. I'm probably going to do an episode next week, I'm not sure, but if not before, there's going to be an episode in about a week. No, not about a week, about 9 or 10 days after the trunk show. I think that was my epilogue for today. I need to have an epilogue. Epilogue lady. Only one thing I want to remind you. If you have someone you can give a toddler-sized flax and barley hat to, and you want this, just comment below and tell me who you want to give it to. And then I'll draw a winner. I'll announce the winner in my next podcast, and I'll send it out to whoever wins. So this time we're doing a giveaway. I had to do something with that, because I don't know anybody with small children. So I hope you have a nice weekend, and I'll see you soon.